So which rookie has impressed me this season? I'm going to be totally honest with you. I think the rookie that's impressed me is Daniel Kvyat at Toro Rosso. I think he's done a terrific job. He's gone about his work quietly, and he hasn't been getting as much attention as Kevin Magnussen at McLaren. But you have to say, Daniel Kvyat has done a great job. He's finished in the points, I think 3 or 4 times already this season, and he's even been beating John-Eric Vergne on a couple of occasions this season. So I think Kvyat for me is my rookie of the season so far. As for Kevin Magnussen, got off to a fantastic start in Australia, but he has struggled since then. But I've got no doubts that he will bounce back. And Marcus Ericsson, considering how poor the Caterham car has been this season, I don't think he's done a bad job. We know he made a big mistake in qualifying, and that was a schoolboy error. But he'll learn from that, and I hope Marcus continues to improve this season. So for me, my rookie of the season has to be Daniel Kvyat. So my thoughts on Volkswagen being a potential engine supplier to Red Bull. Volkswagen I know are part of other motorsports, and they're not doing too badly. And we know that Dr. Helmut Marko has considered a move to Volkswagen being the engine supplier to Red Bull. But I think Renault, if I'm being honest with you, I think Renault now are starting to get the grips, and I think they're improving, and I think Red Bull are improving as well this season. So we'll see where they are at the Austrian Grand Prix. But I think the signs are positive for Red Bull. I think they've certainly been making improvements. Daniel Ricciardo is continuing to put in some very good drives, and he was on the podium once again. Great drive from him at Monaco, and I think Sebastian Vettel. It's turning out to be a season of disappointment for him at the moment. But you wouldn't bet against him bouncing back. So Red Bull, the signs of improvement are there. I won't be surprised if Volkswagen did enter Formula 1 at some point. But I think I have to say Renault are making improvements, and also good to see Lotus as well. Good to see them making strides as well. The fact that Jules Bianchi finished 9th in Monaco, I think could be a massive result, not only for the team but also in the constructors as well. Firstly, many congratulations to Jules and Marussia for scoring their first ever points in Formula 1, and what a place to do it as well, to do it at Monaco as well. That would have been something very special for the team. Marussia have, for me, they've been making some real progress this season, and they're beating Caterham. They're doing it convincingly, I think, at times, and you have to say Marussia fully deserve to be where they are right now. And yeah, great to see them in the points, and at the moment you can only see Marussia getting better. The fact that Jules finished 9th could be a massive result for Marussia. Obviously it will bring financial benefits as well, and if Marussia can continue to improve this season, if they can improve the car, I see no reason why they can't score any more points in 2014. So yeah, great to see Marussia in the points, and I hope they continue to improve. Well, Paul, I wish I did have 350 million. But would I invest 350 million in Caterham? No, I'm being honest with you. I don't think I would. At the moment, you don't see Caterham improving, and this is my personal view. I think this is their 5th season in Formula 1. By now, they should be establishing themselves in the midfield, and I accept that Caterham don't have the finances compared to the likes of Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari, but you consider Caterham in the first 3 seasons in Formula 1, they finished 10th, so they would have received more money than Marussia, and you would have expected Caterham to be the team out of the new teams anyway. to be moving forward more and to be making the more improvements, but actually it's the other way around, and it's Marussia who've made more improvements to the car, and they're the team that have gone forward and made strides. So would I honestly invest 350 million in Caterham? No. And the fact that Tony Fernandez is expecting 350 million to buy the team, I think is way too much. And you just can't see Caterham improving at the moment unless they get significant financial backing and financial investment. You can't see them improving, and at the moment you have to say Marussia more, I think, will finish above Caterham this season. So which team has impressed me this season? You can't look beyond Mercedes, can you? When they had Michael Schumacher and Nico Rosberg, as their driver line, first couple of years for Mercedes were a real struggle, and they weren't consistently good enough. And yeah, I know Rosberg. I think he won in China. I think it was in the second season Mercedes re-entered the sport, and I know Michael Schumacher finished on the podium in the European Grand Prix the year that I think Alonso won that race. But Mercedes, you consider their struggles earlier on and where they've come from. They've really impressed me this season, and we know what the relationship at the moment is like between Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. But I'm confident they'll patch things up, and I think everything will be okay. I do think they'll patch things up. I really do. Mercedes, we saw signs last season that they were making strides forward. I know Rosberg won a couple of races, and I think Hamilton won a couple of races as well. So the signs were there, and they had a really good pre-season, and they've taken that into this season, and it has been Mercedes domination, and at the moment you can't see Mercedes being beaten. So I think they're the team that have most impressed me. But I also have to mention Force India as well, and I think they, you consider Force India, they haven't got the money like Mercedes, Red Bull, but they're punching above their weight, and we saw Perez finish third in Bahrain, and Nico Hulkenberg's putting some good drives this season, and he finished fifth in Monaco ahead of Jenson Button. So Nico Hulkenberg and Sergio Perez, Force India have got a very strong driver lineup, and I wouldn't be surprised if they finish on the podium again. So Mercedes, for me, they're the team that have impressed me the most. But Force India, I think, deserve a mention as well. I think they've also done well, and they're certainly punching above their weight. Well, I have to say, I'm very much looking forward to the Canadian Grand Prix. It's always one race that I always look forward to in the Formula 1 season. For me, the Canadian Grand Prix has to stay on the calendar. We've had so many classic races at Circuit Gilles. We all know the drivers. They only have good things to say about the track in Canada. I don't remember hearing anyone slagging off or criticising the track. But yeah, I think Canada has to stay on the calendar, and I think it would be an absolute travesty if it was taken off the calendar. As for the Grand Prix itself, I'm, like I said, very much looking forward to it, and it is a track that will suit the Mercedes car. I think we know that Lewis Hamilton, he loves Canada. He always goes well at Canada, so I'd expect Lewis to be fired up after what happened in Monaco, and he'll be so determined to want to put one over Nico Rosberg. So I think Mercedes will dominate. That's the end of this week's Ask Manish, and don't forget you can keep sending in your questions to @baggies20 on Twitter, and I very much look forward to reading them. But for now, cheerio.